time. Is that what it does? It just keeps spinning. There's no timer. Still got the Facebook queens on there. I don't know what's going on. I can't even tell anymore. Good Lord. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't tell. I can't. It's all messed up. There's so many things that are issues, and there's problems, and there's wherefores, and what have yous. Look at my microphone is on. I can see me talking here. Let me see if I'm talking. Am I talking? Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, look at that deep voice talking, baby. That's how we win those voice contests. My lovely bride, is your microphone on?
I don't know. Is it on?
Well,
Hello?
you're speaking in such a lovely, soft voice that maybe we should dim the lights when you talk, you know? I mean,
Can I go back to just bed? I want to start today over again.
Wait a second. You did that once. You kind of struggled getting up this morning, and you huffed and puffed. Then you took a big nap in the middle of the day. I was tired and going to go lay down. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, to be fair here, I went to go crash to take a nap. She was taking a nap. She's laying in the bed like cattywampus, and the dog's there. No room for Big Daddy. So, what do? Well, we just start the program. That's right. It is the Bottom of the Glass Nation show. It is simulcast everywhere possible. Facebook Blue did not show up tonight for some reason, so we put a link over to Facebook Personal. If you're watching on Facebook Personal, thank you guys very much for chiming in. And where else? It's the 13th. Is it Friday the 13th? No. It's Tuesday the 13th.
It's
a little bit.
Trippy Dippy TDP's birthday.
February 13th is Trippy Dippy Pineapple. Trippy Pineapple's on staff here. He's one of the senior members of our illustrious, competent staff, and it's his birthday. So, I mean, I've looked at Trippy. He does look older now with the beard.
Is he wiser?
No, he's not. If he was wiser, he wouldn't be hanging out with us. Now, we all know that's true. But when Trippy came on board, he had that baby face going on. He had that look about him like he was 12. You know people that look younger. So now he's got a beard. I got to tell you, TDP, even with his birthday today, I'm not sure how old he is, but I'm going to guess, well, he was able to gamble and drink in Vegas, so he's 21, but I'm going to say maybe 23 or 24. I'm just guessing, but he looks a little more sophisticated with his beard and his glasses. You know what? I should have had a Trippy Dippy Pineapple tribute ready to go, and I didn't do that.
But he's made another trip around the sun.
He has. He's gone around one more lap around the sun. That's for sure. So I'll drink this one. I cannot drink alcohol tonight, and I have reasons for that. Yeah, it's not that I have a court appearance in the morning. No, there's nothing like that. Oh, but what is wow. That is speaking. Whenever I drink carbonated Gatorade, I speak Java. Just so you know, don't get upset by that. I also sneeze in Japanese and Navajo, but you guys haven't seen me do that yet. Unless you've been around me live and in person. So how old is Trippy, can we say?
I don't know.
I don't know how old he is.
I know how old he is.
Well, then why didn't you just answer me when I said, how old is he?
That boy is 33 years old.
He is not that old. No.
He's 33.
You think so?
I know so. I asked.
Well, he could have lied. He could have been 23 trying to impress you. I'm 33, Mama X, with that lowered voice. I don't know. It could be. He says he's 33. I'll believe he's 33. So I did not have time to write down a book of lies, but I did have some stuff to tell you. I'm not going to turn the camera on Gen X Mom. She's asked that I do not. For those of you on staff that saw her sitting on the lap of the Thunder from Down Under, she's still wearing that exact same stuff. So not exactly this is what she would call dressed up for camera today.
Would you like me to whoa, I almost said it.
What?
I will read the sheets to you. Christina Dvorak says, "Good evening, handsome general."
Where has Christina been? I haven't seen her comment in.
She's been around.
She's
been around every single bottom of the glass night.
I have missed her comment. I look in the comments for her, and I never saw anything go by. And speaking of comments, you know what I can do? Go ahead.
Christopher, wouldn't it be funny if for one night the bottom of the glass started with the Muppet Show intro? That'd be funny.
Yeah, but we'd be copyright banned right off the bat. They would say, your live stream cannot be monetized for even $1 because you stole the Muppets intro. That would be funny, but And
they're owned by Disney now, I believe, right? I believe so.
I'm not getting into a pissing match
exactly.
with Disney.
Jennifer Whitehead, handsome general, I am glad to be here with you with a black heart.
Ooh, I like it. The black heart. Was it black heart and red lips? Because if you get a black heart, That was what Beautiful Disaster used to do to me. She used to give me the black heart and then the red lips. And that's really just what women do. They give you that kiss and then smack with the black heart. You know what I didn't do? Didn't pin PayPal yet.
Nope, you didn't. And is your tip jar up?
Tip jar. I forget about doing this shit. Yeah, the tip jar. Yeah, the tip jar's up. It's right there.
Okay. Well, let's see. Matthew Cole, I say the general needs to sing Happy Birthday to Trippy live.
Yeah, we will not be doing that. Thanks for caring, buddy.
Chris Doc Banks, good evening, General and Queen.
No. She's not here tonight. This is just a fig Newton of your imagination. You can't see her. She's not here. Okay, that's an AI. I programmed Alexa from Amazon today. Worked on it all day, and I got a pretty good likeness. You know.
Are you going to post PayPal now?
I did. It's already up.
Oh.
Everybody's posting it because you didn't, and I went ahead and pinned it. We're done, baby.
I did post it.
Excuse me. We're done. We're past that. You're slacking on your duties, and we're past that. So, do you know what I got done today? I would love to pat myself on the back. Excuse me.
Every chance you get.
Every chance I get. Well, someone has to.
I'm not allowed to give my resume, so why do you?
Oh, my God. That's all you do is give me your resume. Whenever you huff and puff and I go, what's wrong? I make the mistake. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you Exhibit A. When I ask my wife, what's wrong? And I know at that moment I shouldn't have asked, because then she says, well, I've got this and I got that and I got the shirts and then I got to call this and I got to rearrange that. I'm like, oh, my God, when is it going to end? And she uses that opportunity to list me her resume so I will see how complicated her life is. Now, I've learned some shortcuts around it. I mean, I do forget, and I ask. I bring it upon myself. I'm here to admit that. However, when I'm done, or when she's done talking, I look at her and go, yeah, my list is twice as long, and then I walk away. Because, see, that diminishes all of the things that she was trying to throw at me. Whatever she was trying to lay out there, her presentation is now nullified. Her PowerPoint is unplugged, as they say in the parlance of our times. Yeah. So now that's how you get around that, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome, America. I gave you that one for free. And Denmark. Speaking of which, there was a little bit of a discussion. I guess it was on a live stream, because it wouldn't have been on a short video. And somebody says, I just can't remember, where that saying came from. You're welcome, America and Denmark. And then some guy goes, yeah, I think it was a TV show. Another guy, no, it was a movie from the 70s. And there's this discussion going on on three different places, coincidentally, because I think it got brought up. All of you are trying to figure out where that phrase came from. You're welcome, America and Denmark. And people, I'm sure everyone's Googling it and trying to figure out where it came from. Gen X Mom, do you remember where that phrase came from?
I do not.
So thank you for admitting that there was something you don't know. That's a first in our marriage. Appreciate that. The phrase, and some of you are going to know this. Some of you who are been around since the beginning. We started doing live streams on TikTok before we got kicked off, and I said something to the effect. I gave out some pithy piece of advice. And this was 3 years ago. This is about over 3 years ago, I'm sure. And I said something, and I said, hey, you're welcome, America. And in the comment section, and we had 4 people watching, and we had 2 people commenting, so it was easy to catch comments. This guy says, hey, man, you shouldn't just say, thank you, America. There's others of us listening to your show from around the world, man. Like, take, for instance, me. I'm from Denmark. Now, I don't know who said that. I don't think he ever watched the program again. But every time I said, you're welcome, America and Denmark, I've included Denmark because of that one guy, that one time at the very beginning on a TikTok live stream where 4 people were watching, and I've never forgot it. Every time it's thank you for what I'm doing, and my response is, you're welcome, America. I have to include it. I have to include Denmark. That's why I was... Back then, we should have made a T-shirt, because nobody understands what that's about. And even some of you folks that have been around a long time, you would have actually had to been there on that live stream to catch that joke. But that's why we do it, is because one guy chewed me out within the first 15 minutes of maybe the first or second live stream we ever did on TikTok. I'm sure the dude never came back again. But should he ever wander back across a Gen X Talks live stream, should he listen long enough for me to compliment America, I will also be complimenting, you got it, Denmark. All right, now we caught up on that story. Glad everybody's on board.
All right, Go Smoke a Toad said, I remember a Thursday promise for pillow talk that wasn't kept.
Yeah, why would you say that? Because now you just put me.
I didn't say it.
You
Go
read
Smoke
it.
Snicky did.
But I could have just ignored
That's
that.
my job.
If it was on my notes, I could have just skipped over it.
Well, you said you didn't want to read the sheet, so tough shit for you.
Yeah, but there's no skip button on you. I can't shut you up and I can't skip to the next thing.
Nope. And Loud One gave $5. You might not be drinking tonight, so we will all have to take up the slack. Let's start with 3 shots. Bottom of the Glass Nation.
Loud One got his shed delivered and assembled in his yard. I whispered, build a studio. That would piss his wife off. Oh, that'd be funny if we did that. All right. So, all right, am I free to move about the country now? All right. Wow.
Be my guest.
She just gives me one of these from across the room. Like her elegance and radiance just exudes confidence and arrogance, if you ask me. All right. So where was I? Boom, 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 boom. Picks. So they got stuff to say here. Now, I didn't even know this was a story. I told you I didn't watch the Super Bowl halftime show. Did you, sweetheart, did you watch the halftime show?
Unfortunately, yes.
And the girl's name who joined Usher, was that Alicia Keys?
That is correct.
Was she straining to sing her songs?
Didn't pay that close of attention.
Okay. Well, I didn't pay any attention. But what it is right now is there's all these stories over there that she's... last night, Alicia Keys' voice was cracked. She was trying. She was struggling. And everybody was kind of teasing her on Twitter. That, because I guess she has an amazing voice. I guess she has very good range. People enjoy her songs. They enjoy her singing. But the live performance, she just wasn't all there. She was really straining to get her songs out, to project. And so it didn't sound like anybody was bashing her. It sounded like they were teasing her about it. So you know what they did?
What?
YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and every place that is replaying her videos, they're dubbing her crackly live kind of straining mistaken song with a correct live version.
Of course they are.
They're using AI to clean it up. It's like, well, if she's imperfect, so what? I wouldn't care. You know what? If Aerosmith was out there and, they dropped their guitar and it sounded and, Steven Tyler went off key for a second, I'd laugh about it and think, oh, well, it's a live performance. But they're so paranoid about their image that they're making, and this representation, you can't click it, obviously, it's on my screen, not yours, but somebody has saved the original and is putting it up all over the internet so you can hear, the original version that's crackling up and the edited version. And it's not long, it's just a few parts, but they've edited together and said, here, what is the big deal? Why are they so they're so vain?
Because that's the world we live in.
Okay, a real star, I'm just letting you know, a real rock star like Aerosmith or Van Halen would just go out there and say, hey, did you guys hear that? We're getting old, we messed it up, or they'd play it off. Nobody would care. It's a live performance. Yeah, you made a mistake or it was difficult. So what? But these younger artists, and I don't know how old Alicia Keys is, but she's not, she wasn't singing songs on my top 40 when I was in junior high. Quickly, her whole production company kicked into high gear with the platforms and covered it up. You're hiding what you naturally did? So what? Who gives a shit? My God, I tell you. All right, there was an article about your brother in here.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It was about being frugal, and they put it a nice way. They called it frugal. They didn't say this is a cheap-ass son of a bitch. No. They called it frugal. I might get to that in a minute. Was there something else in here? Here's one for you. You guys sent me a couple of these that are funny. I guess there was a deal. Again, I wasn't paying attention. Starbucks a month or so ago had a Stanley Cup, and you could go in and buy the Stanley Cup at Starbucks for the Stanley Cup. And you guys sent me this one. This is my Stanley Cup.
Three's Company.
Three's Company. Remember, that's my Stanley Cup. I might have bought that. I might have walked into Starbucks and got one of those. Not their version of the shit they were doing, but that's funny. Another one we ran across from one of you guys is this one here, and you've seen billboards, especially back in our days, Jordache and Calvin Klein, and you had these underwear models, and you had these, they were wearing pants, Jordache pants. This is a big thing, especially in New York, these big, huge billboards all over the city for Calvin Klein. I'm going to vote for this one. If you guys do not get why that is super fucking funny, where it says Calvin, because don't you remember in Back to the Future?
That was his name.
She thought that was his name because that was written on his underwear. Okay, look, if I got to explain this to you, you are in the wrong live stream and you need to exit stage left right now. You got to go because this shit was funny. You put that on a billboard in New York, I'm laughing my ass off all day. I may even stop and have a hot dog right under that sign while I finish giggling. No, I don't really giggle. I'm kidding. But
I did enjoy during the Super Bowl all the Gen X references. We must be awesome.
We are.
If they're all bringing it all back.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we are awesome. All of it is. Somebody brought this up, and this was true or false. And if you had a single mother or a mother that went out with her girlfriends, they asked true or false, was this a real thing? Yeah, that's a real thing going out in the 80s. And I get some of that. Now it was the Aquanet for the big hair. There was inside that egg, for those of you who don't know, those are pantyhose. Those are the fake Lee press-on nails. And I don't know what the exclamation is, though.
That's cologne or perfume.
Perfume?
Back in the day, yes.
Yeah, see, that looks right. If you walked into your mom's bathroom, on a Friday around, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and you saw that stuff laid out there, your mom was going out. He was hitting the town.
I bet you the girls remember Aquanet came in different colors depending on the hold of the hair that you wanted.
Not true.
Very true.
Really?
So it was like kind of hold, super hold, extra super, but it came in different colors.
Maximum hold?
Yep.
Was it like a black can that says this will make your hair like a brick?
Yep. You won't wash it out for a week.
Wow. Yeah. Repels water in a hurricane. You're okay. I didn't know that. I thought Aquanet was just purple.
Oh, no. It came in all kinds of colors.
Wow. Yeah, see,
everybody's agreeing with me. All the girls know.
All this time going around the sun.
I had big hair back in the day.
Yes, you did. See, there was a problem with you girls in that time. A man could never run his fingers through your hair romantically.
Oh, hell no.
We get stuck, and we couldn't get our hand out. It was a bad deal. There was a lot of emergency room visits on stuff like that. Here's another one you guys said to me that I thought was clever. Someone said, "Is this a legit Halloween costume? Yes or no?" I replied quickly, "Yes, this is a good Halloween costume." Why? Because I understand it. I get the reference here. This is a funny Halloween costume.
That's funny.
Okay, look, if you don't know why this is funny, if you don't know why this is a good Halloween costume, then you need to leave.
Wilson.
Just go. All right, so there's some things. Let's get serious now. Maybe just quit screwing around here. You just quit laughing, quit smiling, quit slacking off. You slacker. Let's get serious, because I have a question. I get into arguments, and this is from The Guardian. Before and after images show California snowpack replenished by fierce storms. Now, is that a good article, or is that a bad article?
Probably bad.
Well, and why would you say bad? How could it possibly be a bad article?
Because every news article is bad.
Okay.
They're all negative Nancy's. There's never anything good. We have enough snow, we're going to have, floods. We're going to have landslides.
Well, here's what I'm complaining about, because I get into arguments with people all the time. And here's what it is. When you're arguing with someone over climate change, remember, it used to be global warming, but now they call it climate change so they can include everything. Here's the deal. So we go through about 10, 11 years of terrible drought in California. Oh, we had like 2 seasons one was really good and one was half good for the rainy season. But overall, we had about 10 years of drought. One really good rainy season fills up all the reservoirs, recreates a lake in Central California that hadn't been there in 70 years. And now the snowpack this season tops everything up. We're good. We're all caught up. Now, you would think that would be a good thing, would you not? Could you not say, well, drought, climate change, drought, climate change. 10 10 years. Are you listening? 10 years. 10 years and we're screwing everything up. Climate change is ruining everything. 10 years of drought. We've never seen anything like this before. Let's use the world famous word that liberals love to use. It's unprecedented. Yes, I sound a little bit like Richard Nixon, but since nobody knows who Richard Nixon is anymore, I can get away with it. Now, so you have all this drought, and we're going to die, we're going to die. We told you, we warned you, California's dying, it's going to catch on fire, it's going to burn up, there's no water. Then one season, 1 year of extremely wet weather, and we're all filled up. And this year, we just topped it off. Now, you would think they'd say, okay, all right, well, maybe climate change isn't that bad. I mean, we solved it in 1 year. So, reservoirs, good idea. Building dams, good idea. Keep the levees where they're supposed to be. All right. You would think that if dry for 10 years was bad, filling up all the reservoirs is good. No. Not when you're liberal. No. You see, when the reservoirs filled back up and we had that big rainy season last year, you know what they came and told me? How can you possibly think this is good? How could you possibly think that? Do you understand that the reservoirs and the dams and the lakes, they all filled up in 1 year? That's not normal. That's climate change. Do you know how abnormal that is? Anything outside of the normal is climate change. You can't have the reservoirs and lakes fill up that quickly. That's just, look at all the storms. Yes, we need the storms for the water. No, look at all the weather we're having. It's not normal. It's climate change. Okay, so you fuckers aren't happy when it isn't raining. You aren't happy when it is raining. I'm sorry. Where's the middle ground? So this article right here, before and after images show California snowpack replenished by fierce storms. You can click on that, and either story could appear. Either one. Well, this is a bad thing. There's these fierce storms. They're created from climate change and your SUV and carbon filter dioxides and the metachlorian attitudes and dioxis of the ramifications. Yeah, they'll give you the whole story on why it's bad. They can also tell you that it's a good thing if they want to. It's good. We got all caught up now.
No, they got to be alarming. It's got to be alarming. We have to have everybody on alert and stressed and worried and panicked.
They can tell you, well, it's a good thing, but we're going to, global warming still here, climate change. We're going to go back for 10 years of drought. It's coming. 10 years is coming. What we've seen is the reservoirs filled up in one winter. That's unprecedented. You never used to see that before in California. Why do you see it now? Climate change. So you get what I'm saying.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Our temperatures fluctuate every day, right? Could that be climate change?
Well, yes. And here's what I've asked them. Here's how I pin them down. This is how I beat liberals at this game of climate change. I say, okay, so if it's too hot for too long, too drought, climate change. Yes, climate change. All right. If it's too many tornadoes, too many hurricanes, too much water, climate change, right? Yes, absolutely climate change. Okay. If you were going to tell me, if you were going to paint a picture of 1 year from January to December, what would it look like as normal? I'm asking, if we win this war on global warming, if we win this war on climate change, please describe, what are we shooting for? Obviously, you don't want the temperature to rise anymore. Okay, I got that. I understand. But how many tornadoes? Because if there's one tornado during a tornado season, you go, oh my God, where have all the tornadoes gone? Climate change. If we have too many tornadoes, you say, did you see how many tornadoes we had this year? We've never had that many tornadoes. Climate change. All right. How many is the right number? How many hurricanes is the right number to be average, normal, where you won't bitch there's too much or too little? How about rain? How much rainfall? Please let me know how many rainy days, how many sunny days, how many partly cloudy days. Please let me know inches of rainfall that we're shooting for. If we win the war on climate change, what will be a normal year? Give me what it is. What are we shooting for?
They'll never tell you that.
They can't. Every time
They
that I have
won't.
been in a discussion with someone on that, and I go get my pen and paper. Oh, I make a show of it. I get my pen and paper and say, okay, let's start right here. We had this much rainfall last year. You said way too much. Climate change is responsible. All right. 2 years ago, we didn't have any rain. Too little rain. Climate change. Got it. Tell me the number of inches of rainfall that I can write down here this is what we're shooting for. And they just stare at you.
Isn't that what the Farmer's Almanac says when it says average rainfall?
It's absolutely.
Average.
And I'm telling you right now, they won't, after you do this a little bit, they start not letting you get that far in the conversation. In fact, when they hear me talk, and the next time we talk, or the next time I'm talking to somebody who was listening into my last bulldozing session, you say, so what's normal? You know what they say now? Well, I don't know what normal is, but this ain't it. I'm not sure what normal looks like, but this ain't normal. This is climate change. It can be 75 degrees, partly cloudy, on a nice day in sunny Southern California, and some asshole's going to look around and go, this climate change bullshit's really pissing me off. I think I see 13 seagulls in the circling up here. And there used to be 11, and now there's 13. Too many goddamn seagulls. Climate change. You can look around and find anything if your heart really wants to, and you can blame it on climate change. And the point of the story, boys and girls, your
Thanks,
bedtime
Al Gore.
story tonight.
Thanks, Al Gore.
Thanks, Al Gore. Yeah. The point of that all is, there is no answer. There's no solution. There's no finish line they're trying to get to. There's no goal other than lower the temperature of the planet. Other than that, every time you turn around, you're bitching. What do you want it to look like? They can't answer you. All right. So, you're welcome, America and Denmark. You guys can write that one down and take that one out there with you and go back out in the world. The next time someone's in a grocery store, at a bar, at a gas station, humming away the tune of the liberal agenda of climate change, you can start with this. Go ahead. Yes, Gen X Mom.
David Hemphill, did y'all see on X where the official POTUS account posted a photo of Biden with red eyes saying, just like we drew it up?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't. I don't go on Twitter X often. A little bit, not super califragilistic all the time. No, I don't.
Penultimate arsehole.
Yeah. Okay.
Gen X Dad, did you ever serve theoretical new watcher here?
I did not. I almost did. In fact, I think a couple times over the past 3 years, I got super drunk and told that really weird story. How I was down at the MEP Center. I took my ASVABs. I took my physical. I signed up for combat engineering in the Army. They told me combat engineering is where you want to be, son. That's the cream of the crop. If you can't make it into special forces, you want to be a combat engineer. I was like, ooh, I want to be a combat engineer. I ran home and told my mom, I'm going to be a combat engineer. My dad, who was in the Army, snickered and kept reading his newspaper. That should have been my first clue. But yeah, I've told that story. Didn't happen, though.
But we do have a son and son-in-law.
Yeah. Been around a lot of people that have served and are still serving. And one son who did 4 years in the Army. 4 or 6? 4, right? And then have a son-in-law who I love that guy very much. And he is still in the Marine Corps out at Pendleton.
Yes.
Although he's shipping off to
Missouri.
The middle of flat Missouri.
Because there's a lot going on in Missouri.
You gotta worry about someone. Hey, let me tell you, my son is a go-getter. My son-in-law is a go-getter. He's a Marine through and through.
Hoorah.
Hoorah. Anybody who fucking invades Missouri, you're in for it. If there's plans to invade Missouri, we have Marines on the ground. I'm going to let you know right now.
Mrs. Four is at it again. She gifted 5 memberships to the Hawk, Gary, Charles, Beverly, and Edward. And what do they get there?
Do you know what? Mrs. Four Watton, she's lovely. She's classy.
So you're
she's
not going to tell them what they're getting.
And she's she's an executive member of staff here. She's always doing nice things for you guys and for us. Do you know what I never mention when you always ask me what did the members get? I always talk about, well, you can go to the community section and scroll back through 3 years of hidden secret posts of things that the public doesn't get to see. And that's true. But you know what else?
What?
Don't they get to skip the slow mode. You know, when you're on slow mode and you can't type. You know, if we put you on slow mode in the comment section on YouTube, you can type once every 60 seconds. You can't just spam the comment section. You have to wait 60 seconds. However, I believe if you're a member, you don't have to do that. You can just type away. I never bring that up.
Oh yeah, we know. Trippy and I know.
Why? Oh, because
we have to copy and paste, and it's a killer, man.
Well, you know what? If you can't control the ranks and the rank and file of the extras in this legion of X that we are part of, I can't help you. Get some order in your ranks there. Yeah. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Beanza, it's nice to see you in the chat on the YouTube.
Beans is in here. I like that kid.
Beanza. That is a Gen Zer, you guys, that wants to be a Gen Xer.
He wants to be a Gen X. You know what? He's close. Over in Discord's the Gen X Talks has a Discord service, just like the old school chat rooms. You know, there's just threads of stuff to talk about. One's automotive, one's food, one's politics, one's movies. And Beans is around over there, but he's in the automotive one a lot. And that kid is hooked on a 4.3. He goes, no matter what you tell that kid, he's going to own an S10. He's going to own a stick transmission. He's going to own a 4.3 V6 come hell or high water. Now, I'm okay with that. You get the fuel-injected 4.3, I can live with you. You go back any further to those carbureted 2.8s, I'm afraid we can't be friends anymore.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Mrs. Four is saying he's an alpha.
Is he?
That's what she is reporting. The bookkeeper is reporting he is an alpha.
Beanza
Way
is
to
an
go,
alpha?
Beanza.
Wow. How did Generation A infiltrate the ranks? Were we all drunk and asleep at the switch?
I don't know.
Do you realize that nobody knows what that means?
He's 17, he said. Beanza is 17.
I just said we were asleep at the switch, and 16 people went asleep at the switch
wait.
with the light
Mrs.
switch.
Four's wrong? Hold the phone.
Whoa. No.
Hold on.
Wait, Mrs. Four's wrong?
Beanza just reported I'm a Gen Z.
Mrs. Four
is
Watton is wrong. I'm afraid we are going to have to
Penalty.
Yeah. How do you penalize her though? How do you
You're not
going
to put her in the Are you
Oh
gonna
no,
put her
I don't know what to do right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn off my
Are you
microphone.
okay? Is Mrs. Four feeling all right?
I'm going to have to gather my No, she's been sick lately.
Oh, well, okay, then that's why.
No,
She's a little off.
I don't care. She's never wrong. I'm sorry. We have to go away for station identification. I have to.
Oh man, we got to
You guys
take
got to give me a minute.
We got to take a moment.
Somebody get a pen and paper and write this down. We'll be right back.
What?
All right, let's bring this back now.
We had a
collected
moment.
my thoughts. All right, okay.
Are we ready? Can we move on?
I don't know. I almost feel like ending the show. Mrs. Four Watton was in error. I don't know how do you score that on a golf card? I don't. I know how to score, but it just.
I don't know.
Can you put that in a ledger? I mean, that you'd have to, if you went back to the last time that Mrs. Four Watton made a mistake, you'd have to scroll back 17,000 pages, blow off the dust, and try to read in some charcoal crayon language in Phoenician hieroglyphics. That's how long ago it's been.
She's not feeling well. She's a little off, okay?
She is a little off. She's not.
She's allowed. I think we should just let it slide.
All right. I'll let it go. But it's tough for me to let this one go because that's a milestone.
Hold on. Mrs. Four gave $5. I meant Beanzo was an alpha kind of guy. I wasn't referring to his generation.
Wow. Nice recovery. Nice recovery, Mrs. Four. You know, right now she's sitting back like this going, aha, pulled that one out of my ass. I meant he's alpha in stature, not in age. Wow.
Man.
Wow. And that's why she is the bookkeeper. That's why she is the all-knowing wise one, ever classy, ever present, the lovely Mrs. Four Watton. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause.
It was probably
nicely
our fault
done.
because we gave her some time to think about it.
You're welcome, Mrs. Four. I gave you that one on purpose.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, Brother Bruns,
Yeah.
member for 2 months. Are you talking about the same liberals believe we don't need farms because food comes from the grocery store?
Yeah, those liberals, yeah, that we don't. There was an article I skimmed over. I just about crossed my eyes and in disappointment. They were interviewing some 27-year-old girl, and she was crying at the grocery store because she maxed out her credit card, and she said this: groceries are a scam. Oh no, and the guy with the microphone was like, okay, you're really going to have to elaborate. To condense her story into English, because it was written in teenagerese, even though she was in her 20s, she thought that because food growed in the ground, she shouldn't have to pay for it at the grocery store. Because food grows, and we should all get it for free. It's growing in the ground naturally. There's an apple on an apple tree. Why can't I just have the apple? You can. Go find an apple tree, pick one yourself. Well, if you guys have already done it and you brought it here to the store, thank you, and I'll just take one. No, you have to pay for it. See, groceries are a scam. It is just a stupid way for you guys to get money from us. That's literally what this girl thought. She completely was angry at the grocery store, because her credit card was maxed out and she couldn't pay for the groceries. But she was mad because food comes from the ground and it's free, and you guys are assholes for charging me for it at the grocery store. Cannot get it into her head about growing, cultivating, packaging, transporting, stocking the grocery store in $1 million building, and then giving it to you for free. How that's not going to work.
She needs to come visit Central California and watch them physically throw watermelons across the field into the truck.
Watch or maybe help.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Slow your roll there. Little bit at a time.
How about if we have her pick the watermelons, the cotton, the grapes, the almonds, and package them, put them in a truck, tell her to drive them to the processing plant, then drive them to the grocery store, then put them on the shelves, and then say, how much would she charge for this? Because that's how you're going to get paid. If you say, hey, we should charge money for these, then we're going to give you some money for helping grow them, helping package them, helping drive them, helping stock them. You did all that work, you 27-year-old twit. We're going to give you that. But if you say they should be for free, then all the work you just did is also for free.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, and we thank you for your support.
Yes.
Who did that?
Who did that? Bartles and James.
Bartles and James. We thank you for your support.
Heavy hard drive, $2. It's climate change. It's racist. And it's racist.
Yeah, it is racist. It is.
Audra, remember they wanted to cover the glaciers with charcoal to stop the oncoming ice age?
Yeah, do you know that was something that somebody brought up to me in one of the comments on a video. At the end of the 70s, if the 50s and heavy in the 60s and 70s, we were in an ice age. Every scientist could prove it. Every scientist around the planet, they were having summits, they were having conferences. Ice age, ice age, ice age. Well, apparently we won. Because now we're in global warming. So you assholes are never happy. You're never satisfied.
Oh, Mr. Fatty, member for 1 year. I just want to know where they come up with the atmosphere at river shit at.
Oh,
that's been around for a while.
Well, no, not to me it hasn't.
What, atmospheric river?
For the last about a year and a half ago was the first time I ever heard the term, there's an atmospheric river coming. And I stopped and went, what the fuck are you talking about? What's an atmospheric river?
Oh, I've heard it
and
before.
Nobody could ever explain it. Then finally one day I stumbled across a graphic as they, on the news. Well, there's an atmospheric river comes through the clouds and scoops across the land, and the energy is funneled this way and hits the mountains and bursts up and causes water. And like, what the fuck, man? You just described like a bowling ball running down a thing and hitting a bunch of pins. And that's what they described as an atmospheric river, was some channeled pressure going horizontal with the ground until it hits mountains or something, and then creates more water in that spot. I guess it's a real thing. I'm not saying that they made it up. I'm just saying it's kind of funny how you guys didn't have a name for it that I'd ever heard of. I've been around the sun 56 laps. Never heard the term atmospheric river until it became part of climate change a couple years ago. Now, if my wife has heard of it, I will concede. Go ahead.
Mentally corrupted. That's the person's name.
Mentally corrupt. This is what's coming is from the person known as mentally corrupted.
Yeah.
I may actually understand this. Let's go.
LOL. First time seeing you live. I love your channel.
Far out, man. See? Kindred spirits, man. Mentally corrupted. You, me, you, me. Let's go.
Hey, Barry Dano.
Your favorite Canadian to ship to.
It's history repeating itself. We just weren't around to hear the dinosaurs running around just before the Ice Age yelling, it's climate change.
It's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no documentation of those dinosaurs back then.
You know what? And there's probably, we have all this weird evidence of aliens. They probably went through something too. Aliens were probably running around.
It's all their fault.
Going, fuck, climate change, and it wiped out the dinosaurs. Then the aliens ran around, climate change, and it wiped out the aliens. Now we're doing it. Well, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Wait. This could be good.
Oh, okay. What?
No, follow your train of thought. Honey, I never thought I'd say this, but I think you're a genius.
Oh.
You're a goddamn genius. Now let's follow your train of thought.
Okay, go.
If the dinosaurs were running around going, and it doesn't matter if it's Ice Age,
That was Barry Dano.
or
That wasn't
global
me.
warming. Let's say they ran around saying this, right?
Okay.
Dinosaurs, climate change. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Whew. Dinosaurs gone. We know there's no aliens on the planet. Perhaps they ran around, climate change. And it got them too.
And
Gone. I'm happy the liberals are running around yelling climate change. Maybe very soon, they'll be gone.
Wow.
I feel great today.
I do too.
You know what?
Holy-
Barry Dano and you goddamn American heroes, both of you.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
I'm telling you, I told you on this program we solved the mysteries of the universe. You can now pass that along to everybody. Jesse Waters, I know you're watching tomorrow on Fox. You're gonna talk about this, aren't you, buddy? It's all right. Just give me a little wink in the camera like you normally do when you kite my dubage, buddy. I love you.
Care E, member for 23 months, almost to the big blue.
Nobody's got their big blue too?
I've managed to hang on to this bus for almost 2 years. Whew. Bet your arms are pretty strong.
You gotta be tough as nails with that shit.
John Morgan, $5. Mrs. Four, wrong. Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. Mrs. Four gave $50 on PayPal for our beautiful queen's next manicure. Mom, you're the best.
Thank you, Mrs. Four. I gotta tell you, when Mrs. Four was mistaken, I think the earth shook a little bit. I gotta check with who handles the earthquake stuff. Is that still in Boulder, Colorado? Do they sense all the earthquakes around the planet? Isn't that centered in Boulder? They check all that shit.
I thought Caltech does here.
No, there's a place like in Boulder. Or is Boulder the place with the laser clock?
Oh Lord.
Or are they the ones that are searching for extraterrestrial SETI? Okay, something's going on in Boulder. Boulder, Colorado's got something's.
NORAD used to be in Colorado. It doesn't.
Well,
I don't
NORAD
think
was in Cheyenne Mountain.
I don't even think it exists anymore
It
because
does,
we have
but it's
so
like
much.
a tourist trap now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But okay, I think whoever we're supposed to check with on earthquakes, we got to call them. And see
Lucy. Her name was Lucy at Caltech. Remember growing up, that Lucy person always came on the television when California had an earthquake.
And they had the same graphic every time. I was like, "There's an earthquake," but
this could be a precursor to the big one.
Oh my God! You could have a 7.0 earthquake, which is a big fucking earthquake in California, and they love to jump on TV and go, "This might not have even been the big one. The big one could still be coming." It's like you're picking your shit up going, what the fuck? This was pretty fucking big. My house is falling over here. This isn't the big one? Shit, grab the kids. We got to go.
We're moving.
So for those of you who don't know, we've grown up in California. My wife and I, Southern California. We've known each other since we were 5 years old, yes. Class pictures together. Most of you know this. But I want to tell you some of the bullshit they tell you. Now, we all know, the whole country knows that if there's a fire, if there's an earthquake, if there's a nuclear attack, what were you told to do in grade school? Get under the desk.
Stop, drop, and roll for fire.
Stop, drop, and roll and get under the desk. No matter what happened, get under the desk. There's an alien attack. Get under the desk. Noah's returning with a flood. Get under the desk. Everything was get under the desk. What you don't know is in California, when there's an earthquake, they always used to tell you, if you can, go stand in a doorway. Get to a doorway. Doorways are the strongest part of a house. Get to a doorway and you'll be safer there than anywhere. Now, when you're a kid, you believe that shit. I remember many earthquakes, and we get up We run, and everyone's at a different doorway, and we're all standing there staring at each other because you're in the kitchen doorway, you're in the bedroom doorway, I'm in the hall doorway. We're in the doorway, made it to the doorway. But I'm going to tell you something. In the big earthquakes in California, when the entire city falls down and turns to rubble, when your whole neighborhood is leveled, you don't walk out in the street and look up and down the street
all the doorways
and just see doorways. There's just not doorway. Wow, he was right. Look at all the doorways. Every house got 7 doorways. God damn, it's rubble, 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 doorway, rubble, rubble, doorway. That doesn't happen. Somebody's full of shit.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. And what do we do since we've grown up in California? Earthquake hits, we're looking at a light to see if it's moving.
Yep.
We track the how big it is by how wide the chandelier is swinging, the pool water.
And the pool. How much water is sloshing in the pool? If we had one the other day, you thought there might have been something because the window panes were shaking on the house.
Yes.
And you were in your office, so you ran out and looked at the chandelier, which wasn't moving. I looked at the pool water, which wasn't moving. So we were dealing with something else, clearly. But that's how in California, we don't even get out of bed if it's unless it's above like a 5.5. We just sit there and go, all right, this too shall pass.
Exactly.
But we measure our guesses on what it was by how much your chandelier's doing one of these numbers. True story.
It's
all right.
very true. Pentultimate arsehole. Thank you for answering my theoretical new listener. I met my wife has been listening for years. Put her back in the woodshed for the tiara. Keep up the good work. I don't know who your wife is.
Maybe he meant you. Maybe I'm supposed to put you in the woodshed.
Try it.
It would.
Curtis Charles says, love your beard game.
Thanks, my man.
Jace. Oh, sorry.
I strain over this in the morning. I sit in front of the mirror and look at my beard and go, comes out just right. Yeah.
Jason Miller, member for 2 months. Good evening, handsome general and beautiful Gen X mom. Dear
Thank
General,
you very much.
For the love of Christmas, please hydrate.
Was that a guy or a girl? Should I say?
It was Jason Miller. You met him in Vegas.
I didn't hear the name. It's not like I don't know who it is.
Jason Miller.
I wanted to yell,
Jason
my
Miller,
man.
Jason Miller. Jason Miller. Now, do you know?
I'm thinking it's Jason Miller.
Oh. Christina Dvorak just said, I'm the wife. That's her husband. The guy that I just said. What did I just say?
I don't know what you...
Penultimate.
So she chimes in that she's the wife.
Yeah, Christina Dvorak is married to Pentultimate Arsehole, and you're supposed to put her in the woodshed according to him because she's the one that sent me one of the tiaras. There we go. We caught up.
Wow.
Woo!
Okay. You know
that
what?
Was a mouthful.
I got to tell you, you did that all without wine. That was pretty good.
I was pretty good, huh?
Without a glass of wine. Christine Dvorak, you know I love you. I intimately love you. I'm trying to put the moves on you in front of your husband. And if he tells me to put you in a timeout, I got to say, I think that increases my chances with him.
Oh, Two Bear did it. Oh, Two Bear timed her out.
What?
He beat you.
I was in the middle of doing something, man.
Ouch.
Where's fucking Two Bear? I'm going to put his ass in a timeout.
Oh, no.
All right,
Here we go again.
Two Bear, fucking, you're in a timeout, buddy. Jump the gun.
You know, they've given you way too much power.
It's not even a big stick. It's a little tiny mouse in my hand. That is not a lot of power.
Well, I can't believe I have to say this to you, but
What?
I'll just take a step back and take a moment.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Mrs. Four sent $50 on PayPal. This isn't your wife asking. This is Mrs. Four. General, I want to sincerely ask you,
All right.
will you be my Valentine? And I meant it last week when I asked. That's not me.
Okay. Do you know what?
Mrs.
I
Four.
want you to know what's happening right now.
Oh, please.
Okay. She's not really asking. Remember when she asked last live stream, would you be my Valentine? Then she said, just kidding. I'm Charlie Brown. She's Lucy, and Valentine's Day is the football. And as I get close to kicking it, she's going to pull the football out just like Lucy does with Charlie Brown. That's what she's doing to me. I can't fall
So
victim.
you're not going to answer her.
Well, I want to. I want her to be my Valentine really, really, really bad. But
Then talk to her. Don't look at me and say it. Talk to Mrs. Four.
Mrs. Four, what if I say yes, then you say just kidding, and you make the big fat guy look sad on TV again, and I got to cry in front of everybody? I don't know if I can't emotionally lose you twice in 1 week. I don't think I can do it. You know what? I can't say yes. I can't.
Why?
because I only have one heart to live, and I don't want to lose it with you. I only have one heart, and if you break it, I can't ever get another one. That's how special you are.
Wow.
It was a good answer, right?
Yes.
I've only got one heart in my life. I live with this one heart. I can't risk it, Mrs. Four. I only have one heart to lose. Be terrible if you broke it.
Oh. All right. Can I go on?
But I really want to say yes.
Joseph Lalaberte, $3. He says, I'm getting dragged behind the bus by my toddler, harness, screaming, I love midgets on trampolines. Oh, man.
Mrs. Four, even though we're still debating the you Valentine, me Valentine thing, realize that whenever I have that dream that I'm standing naked on a golden pyramid and there's women throwing pickles at me, they're all you. I don't know what that dream means, but they're all you. So
You don't like pickles.
there's some... You know what? I'm having a moment here with Mrs. Four, and you're fucking it up. We're bonding, Mrs. Four. I'm telling you my intimate dreams, and then my wife comes along and screws it all up. But she's done it before, so it's okay. All right.
All right, loud one, $5. Y'all behind 6 more shots to catch up. Shush is on a mission to get me drunk. I think she wants to take advantage of the credit card. Of course we do.
Good. Yes, she does.
We always do.
All right, so there were some other things here. Here's one. I need some help with this. This is a legitimate question for all of you guys because I don't know country music. So I'm asking because this is a question. This came up, says, fact check, Jason Aldean said Garth Brooks was absolutely not welcome at the Toby Keith's vigil. Now, I thought in the 90s that Garth Brooks was like the #1 country person on the planet. Excuse me, for a long time. Then, like in the late 90s, there was something that came out that he had fallen out of favor with you country folk, that he wasn't the good guy, or did he get divorced? Or then he came back with a country album, but under a different name, and he was kind of in disguise, and you guys got mad about that. Is there just some, why every now and then does Garth Brooks' name come up with something negative? Is he a good guy with great songs, or is he an asshole? I really am asking because I don't know, but it just seems like back in the day, this guy would have been allowed to be at Toby Keith's vigil. Do you know, honey? Do you know what's going on?
I have no idea. I'm trying to read some of the comments. Some people said he went woke. He's a woke liberal. That's
is he?
I guess that's what's going on.
I'm legitimately saying I don't know. I always thought Garth Brooks was a big name in country, but you never see him doing stuff. He never gets invited to big things. I'm just saying, that was a real question.
Somebody said Toby didn't like him. I don't know.
All right.
I didn't dig very far into that.
So let me tell you something here. We're going to go through these pretty quickly. I know I'm almost out of time, but this one's important. Okay? We're going back to an era of the Sun Valley Fox. All right? Going back to Conestoga wagons and muskets. All right? And one of the articles, and that guy, see that old man there? That's actually the Sun Valley Fox's youngest brother. So that's why it gives you an idea. You're ruining my fucking story. You're fucking up the whole thing. Don't say people. I'm doing business, man. You get that one, Josh? They say, don't just sit there, man. Don't say people. I'm doing business. It was a nice pull. Anyway, so that gives you an idea on how old the Sun Valley Fox is, if that's his extremely younger brother. Okay, frugal. And there's discussions. If you're frugal or you're a cheap-ass bastard, you don't buy books. I'm kind of torn on that because books are, I don't read books, but I would buy my children books anytime they wanted to read, to learn, to grow, to study, especially if they wanted to have a book in their hand. I would do it. So I don't know, even no matter how cheap you're trying to be, what do you think? Would you, if you're trying to be frugal, do you just say yes, no books? Books, yes or no, if you're being cheap?
Like to buy them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, would you buy? Try to pay attention to the show. We're doing a program here. We're doing a live stream, okay? We're talking here to people. The topic is, if you're cheap, if you're frugal, do you buy books? Cheap people go, no, books are out. I'm frugal, I'm cheap, I'm not buying a book. I'd buy a book, no matter how cheap I was trying to be.
I would buy a book. I love books. I love to read them.
Even if you're cheap, that'd be one of the things you spent money on. Like, no, I'm gonna buy a book. I'm cheap, but books are on my list, right?
Yeah, that would be on my buy list.
Okay, here's another one. Expensive car. I'm totally with this. There is no reason to buy an expensive car just for the fact of buying an expensive car. Now, if there's a car you want, if you want to drive the Michael Knight Rider kit car and there's an authentic one and it's for $70,000, that's a very expensive car, but you want it. Okay, I get that. That's kind of a hobby, but if I'm being frugal, no, I'm never buying an expensive car just so I can walk around saying, look what I got. I got a Mercedes on my hubcap. First of all, if you have a hubcap on your Mercedes, you have an old Mercedes. All right. So expensive car, is that on your list or off your list if you're frugal?
Off my list.
All right, here's another one. 3-ply toilet paper. Frugal, cheap bastards, when they go and they send their wife to the store or they go to the store or they purchase it on Amazon, no. They do not waste money. Frugal people do not waste money on 3-ply.
Okay, when I was younger, single ply. Now at my age, God damn it better be 3-ply.
You want to wipe your ass with an Angora rabbit.
Absolutely.
I really don't care. I could have said I don't give a shit, and that would fit what we're talking about. I don't give a shit. And if I did give a shit, I don't care what I'm wiping my ass with. So for me, I guess you and I are split on that one because I don't care. The other thing that frugal people complain about that's off their list, the latest piece of technology. Now, when the kids were young and it was video games and we were all playing together, yeah, we get the latest game, the latest Xbox, the latest PlayStation.
Did we ever?
Right when it came out. But after the kids grew up, I personally don't care. Well, here's an example. You just got a new phone. You got an iPhone 15 and your old was an 11. It was 5 years old. We do not go for a new technology just for the sake of doing it. That reminds me of a conversation Gen Z kid had with me. Briggs comes up, he goes, Dad, you have a Galaxy S9. This is a true story, exactly what he said. I go, yeah, a Galaxy S9. So what? He goes, Dad, they're at S20. You need to get a new phone. I thought my phone was working fine. I don't get new phones either. In fact, the last phone I got, you made me get.
I bought it for you.
You bought my phone.
Yeah.
I was perfectly content. So I think I'm staying on the side of I'm staying away from technology if I'm being cheap. You?
Yeah, I'm staying away from it.
All
I
right.
don't have to have it. But the Sun Valley Fox just texted me, General,
Yeah.
I did buy books to get the ladies. They thought I was smart, and it worked. Trust
Oh, yeah.
me.
Well, now, see, for the Sun Valley Fox, the only way girls would think he was smart is if he was carrying books. Absolutely. He'd have to carry them because God knows he wasn't reading them. God knows that information was really not in his head. So he carried books so that he looks, man, that's a good ploy. Now, and
Remember, that's a good story because he tricked my parents into thinking he graduated high school.
He did?
Yes.
He tricked your parents? What?
Yes. You don't know that story?
No, what happened?
He walked across the stage. My mom thought he's the oldest. He graduated high school, everything. My mom opened up to see his diploma, and it wasn't there.
What? How did he walk across the stage and not get a diploma?
Because back then they let you.
Well, they did a lot.
He schmoozed the dean or something.
Well,
I don't
there was a lot of weird things that went on in that pre-war era. You know, the World War II really changed some things. But this is how the Sun Valley Fox got his name, getting the girls with ploys like carrying.
But he had to go finish a class or something. So
he's carrying around quantum mechanics books in the quad, and chicks went, "Oh my God, he's smart." He couldn't even say the word quantum mechanics, but he carried the book, baby.
I would not have wanted to been in that room. I was 5, I guess, when it happened. But man, when my mom found that out, or my dad, I'm gonna have to ask him that
shit
story.
out of him. Here's one. If you're cheap, brand name foods. Now, you and I have gone down this road. This is a true story. Ladies and gentlemen, there's many times in the last 50 years of our marriage, since we were married when we were 6, we have been out of money. With 8 kids, we took calculators to the grocery stores.
Oh, man.
And we would calculate how much things were going to cost and, what we could afford to buy.
You would give me like $200. Honey, there's $200. See what you can do with this.
Well, I'd give her cash, so
Yes.
she's not going over the limit. So we had to do that, and I did it too for years and years and years. But we got 5 gallons of mayonnaise one time, and we about died. So we secretly went off as parents and shook hands and said, okay, we're not skimping on mayonnaise, no matter how much. What brand
and
do we?
Cheese. We did Kraft. No,
Best Foods?
sorry, Best Foods,
Was
and
Best
then
Foods.
Kraft cheese.
And Kraft cheese.
Not the other cheese.
Not
no.
the south of the border, Senor cheese. No, we did that. So we do not just go for brand name foods, but there are certain things we do not compromise on. There are a few items we're like, no, you can get the generic mustard, but you cannot get the generic mayonnaise. There's just certain things we're like, no matter what, we have to get. We learned the hard way. We had 5 gallons of mayonnaise sitting there for 2 months and nobody wanted it. The dog wouldn't even eat it. Bad stuff. So I'm gonna go a little bit with this one. I go with brand names only when there's not a suitable discount replacement. That's how I feel.
Right.
All right. So that was about it for those. We kind of covered the basics on the Sun Valley Fox. And
Can I read some sheets?
Yeah, go ahead and read some sheets.
We're stacking up here.
Go ahead. Blow through them.
Ryan Green on Facebook. Hey, General and Gen X fam. Amputation is tomorrow. I'm doing okay. Obviously nervous, but still feeling absolutely positive about this. My kids and our future are so worth it. Thank you all. I'll see you after tomorrow.
No, you'll catch us on the flip side, baby. And remember, this is the guy who's getting amputated below the knees. Okay, you said he was getting amputated from the knees above. I just thought you were talking to a pair of legs.
Oh.
You got to say it right. They're taking off from the knees down.
I'm just reading what
you got to keep
Trippy's putting down.
Well, Trippy got to use $3 words because you confused me. Dumb mechanic, middle of the desert, you got to use $3 words. Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
Sweets wants to know, is there a $2 whore tonight?
We did not change the $2 horse to know it was dollar signs tonight.
Barry Dano, $5. The Ice Age in the 70s was caused by the gas shortage.
Oh, well, we solved that. We drilled for more oil. You're welcome.
And that's why we have Bottom of the Glass Nation. We found the truth at the bottom of the glass, right?
And once we find the truth, we pass it along.
Jesse over on Facebook, I bought a school desk for my earthquake safety plan.
There's going to be, in his neighborhood, who was that did that?
Jesse.
Jesse's going to have rubble, doorway, rubble, doorway, rubble, elementary school desk, rubble, doorway. He's got a plan, man. He's ready to go.
I would rather go under a desk than a doorway. Those desks were built like a brick shithouse.
No kidding. They were good.
Maker 1999 on Rumble. Hi, General and family. My foot has finally healed. Do you guys see any occult or satanic groups in California? I heard that state had maybe a prolific scene of this group. What's your thought?
Yeah, they run the state at the government level. Gavin Newsom's their satanic leader. No, I don't know. I'm assuming there's probably cults everywhere. I would also assume that there's probably more cults and they're more prevalent in California. There was a lot when I was growing up in the late 70s and early 80s. They were all over the place all the time. They faded. It was a fad. People got into it, got behind it. These big satanic movements. It's like the transgendered thing. Everybody's into the movement and it'll fade and transgendered won't be an issue for people getting behind it as big as it is. In 10 years, it'll be a much smaller community of people. And the same with the satanic stuff. They go and they go and they go. It's with every movement in Black Lives Matter and Woke and Me Too. And there's legitimate people that are into the core of what it is, but there are tens of thousands that flock to it, and then they all kind of go after the fad fades and kind of goes away.
They're called liberals.
They're called liberals. There was a lot. There used to be a ton in California. If they are, they're closet because I don't see them anywhere. But
whatever happened to the Hare Krishnas that used to hang out in the airports?
Yeah,
Where'd they go?
Heaven or wherever they're supposed to. I don't know.
Did they disappear?
Were they yelling climate change? And they just got wiped out? Was that a whole nother category of people?
Remember they had the top knots?
Or the bald head and the orange?
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened to them?
I don't know.
Hare Krishna?
Well, they were lighting themselves on fire in opposition to the Vietnam War. Maybe they burned themselves up.
Maybe
the last one lit himself on fire and that was it.
I don't know.
Could happen.
Christopher, $5. Haven't seen a pick in the glass. Is the birthday boy the $2 lady of the night? Should have
No.
been.
No.
Loud one, $50. Since the general went sideways,
What?
Gen X mom, will you be shush and my Valentine only because I'm too much to handle?
I'm unaffiliated right now. That's all it is. I was undecided. I was trying to accept Mrs. Forwatton's proposal. I didn't go sideways. I'm just unaffiliated at the moment and no commitment. I have not written my
That's his mantra, no commitment.
I have not written my letter of intent.
Oh, brother. Mrs. Forwatton, $5. Hashtag free Two Bear. He is the master of the chat.
Okay.
# free
Look at
Two Bear.
Two Bear is not all that in a bucket of chicken. You guys, I know we talk about how great Two Bear is, how wonderful Trippy Pineapple is. Okay,
Yeah,
not
but
so
she
much.
chose you to be her Valentine.
Yes, she did.
Just saying. She could have chose Two Bear.
But it's Lucy in the football. I can feel it coming.
Lisa Martin upgraded her membership to the bottom of the Glass Nation tonight.
Thank you very much for doing that. How much more in the sheets you got, sweet?
Charles Clark, member for 2 months. Regulators, mount up for Two Bear.
Regulators!
And then
Let's ride!
Two Bear was hosted his own little party doing hashtag free Two Bear multiple times.
Hey, did you get his poll? Did you even get it when he said regulators mount up?
No,
Wow.
I'm not
Wow.
I'm not seeing what you're stepping in right now.
I don't know if I could be married to you. You know
Regulators,
what, Miss
mount
Four?
up.
I accept your invitation for Valentine's Day because I will not be her Valentine. No,
Okay,
no.
so Charles Clark, $1.99, free Two Bear. Loud one, $5. People who use 2-ply like their finger in their sphincter because it's so thin. Yeah,
You probably could have not read that one.
he paid $5. Sandy, member for 15 months. Books are a must. You can read them when you're bored, wipe your ass when you're broke, or you can make a fire when you're freezing. Wait, I gotta read that one. Sandy, books are a must. You can read them when you're bored. This is a good like toast. You can read them when you're bored, wipe your ass when you're broke, or you can make a fire when you're freezing.
Wow, give it to that. See, I can picture her saying that too. That's great.
Disney Sammy Joe, $5. Happy birthday to the most hardworking, kind, and handsome pineapple ever.
You know,
That's the only pineapple I know.
It was the hardest working pineapple I'd ever seen.
Except SpongeBob.
How many working pineapples have you seen? None. He's the only one.
Last one, Sean MacArthur over on Facebook. Here are some stars for Gen X Mom. Thank you again for the shirt. Love it. 100 stars.
Regulators. That's Young Guns 1.
Oh, okay.
You know that Tom Cruise had a cameo in that and no one knows?
Oh,
I mean, I know, but that's because Tom called me and said, "Guess what? I'm going to be in Young Guns."
oh, he did, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay,
cool.
well, good.
Are we done? Are we good?
I'm done. Are you done?
I think I'm done, yeah.
Are you
the
sure?
light is green. The trap is clean. We went over budget a little bit here, but not too bad. Thank you guys very much for sticking around with us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure where you were listening in from. Trying to find my exit stuff, but it says end. There it is. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in. If you had a little over of an hour of your life to waste, I'm very pleased, grateful, and humble that you chose to waste it with Gen X Talks. What better thing could you do tonight? No. This was it. This was the pinnacle of your evening. Oh, that's sad. If this was the highlight of your evening, then we're all doomed. Thank you guys again for spending a little time with us. Gen X Mom, say goodbye, sweetheart.
Goodbye, everyone.
There we go. She said it. That's the official
Happy
word.
Valentine's Day. We won't see you tomorrow.
You gonna go one more for Trippy, a little birthday thing, one more?
Happy birthday, Trippy.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Happy birthday to you.
You got to stop. I don't know where you're listening in from, but remember two things. Wherever you go, there you are. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. That's right. I said it.